chapter 29, verse 1. Then Jacob went on his journey and came to the land of the people of the east. So he continued, came now to the land of the people of the east. Although in this case now the people was like kind of more north, right? But as well, this concept of east, most likely to do again is east, away from God, is not in the promised land. Verse 2, as he looked, he saw a well in the field, and behold, 3 flocks of sheep lying beside it. For out of that well the flocks were watered. The stone in the well's mouth was large, and when all the flocks were gathered there, the shepherds would roll the stone from the mouth of the well and water the sheep, and put the stone back in its place over the mouth of the well. It's now a little bit difficult to exactly know what's going on here. Right? So here behind me is some water, and this actually water is kind of coming here from the mountain, and actually kind of bluish as well, like the blue lake we went to yesterday. Now I don't know if this water would have been as well more blue before the earthquake, like that other lakes, because I've never been here, but there's some tint of blue like that lake as well. You know, so here's some water, and here he is at a well as well. But in this case now, this well has a rock in front of it, and the water is being used from the well only when all the flocks of the sheep are there. Now, exactly what is the reason is the stone so big that all the shepherds had to be together to roll it. We're going to see Jacob roll the thing out on his own. And Jacob was a mommy's boy kind of idea. I don't know. He didn't go to the gym to build up muscles. I don't think it's most likely because that kind of wouldn't make sense. I think it's just that it's not that they needed for all to come together to be strong enough to and have enough horsepower there to get the rock away from the well, but more just the idea of this is communal water. We need to wait for everyone to be together, so to make sure that somebody's not cheating maybe somewhere in the water. Some get some of the water, others don't get of the water. I mean, there might have been reasons like that why ultimately they had this agreement that they wait for everyone too. Okay, so why were there already some shepherds there? Well, some people, if they come early, like first come first serve kind of basis, if they're there first, then their flock can drink first and then they can leave first, so that they need during the heat of the day, they are like already now in the shade, the flock has drunk, so those coming last, they might be caught. It might take longer for them while they're waiting for the others, and by the time that their sheep finish drinking, it might be hot already, and so less nice. Maybe for that reason, anyhow, we don't again, it's difficult to tell. Okay, it is mentioned here that they only gave water to the flocks when all the flocks gathered together. Now, at that stage, Jacob didn't know that. Jacob is going to ask later, and it will be explained to him later in this chapter. Okay, but since he found out, and since we know this is now Moses writing it, so Moses already knew the answer because Jacob himself didn't know the answer, but Moses already knows the answer, or knew the answer, so therefore he could write this part in there already as well. Okay, verse 4. Jacob said to them, "My brothers, where do you come from?" They said, "We are from Haran." Okay, so now he's there and he's asking for directions, kind of. So, where are you coming from? Okay, and their answers, they're from Haran. Now, I mean, that would be great news for Jacob, because now we're like, oh yeah, okay, I'm now. I mean, if the people of the flock, then I'm close to the city. And then he can ask the next question he's going to ask. Verse 5. He said to them, "Do you know Laban, the son of Nahor?" They said, "We know him." So because they're from Haran, if they were from a different place, they might not have known. He would not have asked this question, right? But because they're from Haran, which was quite a big enough place, but still shepherds know shepherds, and people know each other, kind of. So they said, "Yes, we know." Okay. No, I mean, he most likely would want directions, maybe to how to get to the house or whatever, how to get to Laban. So that's why kind of he's asking. Verse 6. He said to them, "Is it well with him?" They said, "It's well." and see, Rachel, his daughter, is coming with the sheep. So then he asked, no, it's all good with Laban? Now, I mean, again, this is did he know nothing about her? We've seen throughout that news did travel, and I can't imagine that there was, but maybe the last time it was not like a week before that he heard of it. It might have been a little bit before that, so things might have changed. He might have fallen sick in the meantime, and people get sometimes sick very fast or whatever. So it's not to say that they never heard from Laban or anything. Like Rebecca left family, never ever heard of her brother, her brother again, right? But yes, he's just making sure. Out of courtesy, he's asking as well, because Laban says something happened or something in the meantime. Then what now? Okay. So he said, yes, we know, and here comes his daughter, Rachel. She is coming with the sheep. When Rebecca met Isaac came to the camels, and Rebecca closed up. Okay. And in this case, but then she closed her face. Now in this case, Jacob is going to go to her, but there's no closing of the face, because there's not this I'm going to be your wife kind of idea, right? Okay, so it's a different situation. Verse 7. He said, behold, it is still high day. It's not time for the livestock to be gathered together, water sheep, and go pasture them. Okay, so now here, I mean, this is a little bit weird. Jacob is an outsider. Who the heck is he now to come and tell them what they're supposed to do? They know how. I mean, he didn't even know yet about the whole rolling away of the stone, the rock kind of idea. Like tourists like to go into a town or cities, and there's like over tourism these days, and people are getting tired of tourists. I often travel and kind of a tourist, but I get angry as well as a tourist. As kids, we used to call them terrorists there in the farm, because so many tourists came from cities to watch either to the dam to swim or ride the boats, or just to play and come and watch the flowers, beautiful in the springtime. And they would dress very skimpy and walk the streets, and we were very conservative kind of idea. And that's like, how the heck? I mean, we never liked them. So he is a bit here like this kind of a tourist, more a terrorist kind of idea, right? He's an outsider, and he's telling them what to do, right? Isn't like, no, it's a high day, and isn't it time to let them drink and get out there, let them eat kind of idea, right? So, gee whiz, who are you? But verse 8, but they said, we cannot until all the flocks are gathered together and the stone is rolled from the mouth of the well, then we water the sheep. Okay, so we can't do that, because how we do things here is we wait for everyone. When everyone is gathered here, then we roll the stone away, then we let the sheep drink. Only then, not before. We don't, each one doesn't just, not individualist here, right? We work as a group together, okay? We're not a European or American kind of individualism. We are socialists. I mean, social society, not socialist in the sense of communist, but the social society. We do things together, right? And here it's like, no, I mean, get this. So they explained to him. Now he knows as well what the editor already, or Moses earlier in this chapter, told us about the rolling away of this rock. Now Jacob finds out. But what is he going to do? Okay, is he going to, okay, let's wait just for everyone to come, and then we'll roll it away, and I will just, as an outsider here, stand aside while you do all these things. So no.